Welcome back. In the last class, we have studied about electroscope. Did you remember that? Electroscope is the instrument to know the presence of static electric charge. Parts of electroscope are insulated metal rod, gold leaves, metal disc, and glass jar. When a charged material touches the top end of the electroscope, the leaves of the aluminum foil repel each other. That is, they diverge. Let's construct an electroscope. The materials required are one transparent plastic bottle, a copper wire, cardboard, aluminum foil, straw, and sellotape. Cut the cardboard in such a way that it covers the bottle. Make a hole at the center of the cardboard as shown here. Fix the straw by inserting some portion of it through the hole. Pass the copper wire through the straw. Bend both ends of the wire. Hook two aluminum foil pieces of the same size as shown here. Fix the cardboard to the bottle using sellotape. Now, touch the top end of the electroscope with a charged glass rod. What do you observe? Yes, the leaves of the aluminum foil repel each other. The charge received by the electroscope from the glass rod passes through the copper wire to the leaves of the aluminum foil. Both the leaves acquire same charge and hence they repel apart. How can a charged electroscope be neutralized? Connect the free end of a metallic wire having one end buried deep in the earth. The charge will be neutralized. This activity to neutralize the charge on a body is called discharging. Connecting a body to the earth using a metallic conductor is known as earthing. On earthing a charged body, electrons pass from the earth to the body or from the body to the earth to neutralize the charge on the body completely. The earth gives or receives electron at any time and in any quantity. So the earth is sometimes referred to as an electron bank. The symbol of earthing is: if a positively charged body is earthed, electrons flow from the earth to the body. And if negatively charged body is earthed, electrons flow from the body to the earth. Let's do an activity. Touch a suspended pith ball with a charged PVC pipe as shown here. After some time, both bodies would have the same type of charge. That is, the pith ball remains repelled after being touched. Here, like charges are formed. We know like charges repel each other, so the pith ball remains repelled. This is charging by conduction. If a body receives charge by its contact with another charged body, it is known as charging by conduction. Another activity: make a paper cylinder by rolling a strip of paper on a pencil and then gently pulling out the pencil. Suspend the paper cylinder by a thread tied to its center. Now touch the paper cylinder with a glass rod rubbed with silk. So it has a positive charge. Remove the glass rod and then again bring it near the paper cylinder. What happens? The paper cylinder is repelled by the positive charged glass rod. Next, bring an ebonite rod rubbed with flannel near the paper cylinder. What happens this time? We can see that the paper cylinder is attracted by the ebonite rod. This means that the paper cylinder has acquired a positive charge. That is the same charge as on the glass rod due to conduction. So it repels with positively charged glass rod and attracts with negatively charged ebonite rod. Let's see what is charging by induction. Suspend a paper cylinder by a silk thread and charge it positively by conduction. Suspend an uncharged rod A1, A2 horizontally. Bring the positively charged glass rod B near the end A1 of the suspended rod. You will find that A1 is attracted to it. Now bring the paper cylinder near the other end A2 of the suspended rod. You will find that the paper cylinder is repelled by A2. This shows that when a positively charged rod is brought near the end of an uncharged rod but not touching it, the nearer end of the uncharged rod acquired a negative charge. The farther end of the rod acquires positive charge. That is the same charge as on the charged rod. This is known as charging by induction. Let's do another experiment. Bring a negatively charged rod near the end of a metallic wire of an electroscope. The leaves remain separated because the leaves get electric charge from the negatively charged rod. So the electrons at that part of the wire is repelled and the electrons move to the direction of the leaves. So negative charge is present on the part where electrons reach and positive charge is present on the part where the electrons are removed. If we remove the charged rod, we can see that the leaves of the foil reached the former position because the charge is discharged. As the electrons are distributed to their previous positions, the charge received by the leaves is lost and the leaves come close to each other. The redistribution of charges in a body as a result of the presence of another charged body is called electrostatic induction. Students, today we have studied two important topics in this chapter: charging by conduction and charging by induction. These are very important. Study well. See you in the next class. Thank you.